What's up, guys? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one, I want to talk about what's happening with Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm going to break down what's happening with the overall market going forward, as we saw some buyers return to Nvidia and the markets, especially as we got these GDP numbers, and now the market's trying to make a very, very ironic move. So I'm going to break down what's happening within the levels, what you should be watching for, but just note that I am not a financial planner. Make sure you take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button. Anyways, for Tesla, I just wanted to mention that Tesla was dipping yesterday, especially with Nvidia falling. But instead of continuing the fall, we actually saw something very ironic, and the market ended up making a move right back up as we got the GDP numbers. So we have this falling wedge like setup on Tesla. We are attempting to break out of it, but the question is, will the move last and can we hold above these levels? That's going to be the big question for the markets. We'll be watching to see if Tesla could get back above 212 or not. So I'll talk more about that in just a minute. Just know that there's a lot of talk right now about how BYD and Tesla are leading the global EV markets, especially as sales have been surging in 2024. Tesla and BYD captured about 30% of the overall sales. And this is very important because they are two big competitors and just shows how dominant each of them happen to be. But Tesla is once again very different from BYD. It has other sectors it's getting its hands in, from the energy storage business to Optimus, and the list goes on. But I just wanted to call that out. We have a lot of leaders, at least right here, that are becoming more dominant. And, I just hope for the best for both of these companies nonetheless. There's also news coming out from executives of Tesla who are basically saying that they are asking Canada to lower the tariff on Chinese made EVs. That's what a government source is saying. And they're starting to negotiate right now. That's because Canada said that it's imposing 100% duty on Chinese made EVs. Not to mention about a 25% tariff on particular products that involve certain types of aluminum, and the list goes on. So it's very, very important, affecting Tesla. They're going to be effective on October 1st to all EVs shipping from China, including those made by Tesla. So Tesla's trying to negotiate and see if they can find a way for Canada to lower them. So we'll see how that goes. I just wanted to call that out, that that's how things have been going out, at least for Tesla. The negotiations will continue, and then we'll see how things kind of like go from there. So, anyways, what happened to the market? What big news just came out? I want to talk about that as well. So I was even like mentioning this yesterday, that we have another catalyst. I didn't suspect that this would be as impactful as Nvidia, but lo and behold, it is quite important. Today is Thursday, August 29th, 2024. Please note that the GDP growth rate came out at 3%. That's above the consensus in the forecast. And then also our GDP profits were above expectations. Same thing with the GDP price index. This was very close to expectations, a little bit above it. And then initial jobless claims was at 231,000, below expectations, showing a little bit of strength in the labor market, whereas continuing jobless claims was aligned with expectations. So for now, the data was quite decent. Moving forward, at 11:30 a.m., we have some bill auctions coming out and a couple of Fed speakers. But that's all I'm saying, at least for the markets for the time being. But so far, the GDP numbers were decent, and the market liked them. As far as Nvidia goes, like I said yesterday, the majority of stuff that came out yesterday for Nvidia were bullish, from their $50 billion buyback to strong guidance for Q3, excuse me, and also a lot of growth potential when it came to their EPS and revenue. So they had good earnings. So it's no surprise that buyers are now starting to defend it. Besides that, I'm not seeing anything else that's too crazy. The market currently thinks there's a 67.5% chance we get a 25 basis point cut, and once again, a 33% chance for that 50 basis point cut. Market remains neutral. We'll see if this shifts. So, what do I see for Tesla? The answer is, I think that we're trying to approach this 210 area. We are attempting to break out of this falling wedge. Now, if we were to lose 208, make sure you watch 205 as our key supports, followed by 202. And if we turn back to bullish, you want to see Tesla try to break this 212 area. If we break this, we'll be looking for a big push for that 217 area. So it is possible Tesla attempts to balance. We could be forming a much larger slanted inverse head and shoulders. So, but it all depends. If we could get back above 210, then 212. So I do think Tesla will attempt to get to at least 210, try to push a bit. It's looking like it's trying to make a reversal, and we're seeing buyers defending. So we will see if we can break those key levels. But I do think there's going to be an attempt to push on it, especially with this bullish looking setup. Now, Nvidia, let me call out Nvidia, guys. Yesterday, we were down 7%. Okay. Today we're now down only 2%, which shows Nvidia got bought back up 5%, which is very, very insane. I'm sorry, we're down 3% right now. So we got bought back up about 3 to 4%. So that's still, once again, a nice move from Nvidia being bought back up that much. That's billions of dollars getting pumped back into the stock. So we're going to be watching to see if Nvidia could get back above 122.8. We'll have to see if we break those levels. Nvidia is trying to push, and this is helping the market to some extent. So we dumped yesterday, that's why the market dumped, only to get bought back up today because of the good news that came out from earnings. So some things are incentivizing Wall Street to start buying it back up, and the market's following that trend. So we'll see if we can break past 122.8 and then 124.5. I'll be watching that very carefully. For SPY, we're going to be testing 560's resistance. Our support to watch for is at 558. Overall, we're doing a good job at trying to rebound. So we did dip down to our 50 EMA, but we didn't hold above 555. We did dip below it only to get bought back up. So that's okay, considering the fact that we dipped. If we lose 555, so if we were to turn back down to 558, look at 555. If you lose that, we turn back to bearish. And as long as we're above that, we're still in this range we were talking about between 555 and 563. So we're still back in our range. I'm going to be looking for a test of 560. We'll have to see if we could break that or not. To me, it looks like SPY is just range bound, but there may be an attempt for it to rebound. It may attempt to do that because the GDP numbers were decent. They may use that as an excuse to once again trick people. So this was different from my analysis as well. I admit that I thought the market would dip more because of Nvidia being down 7%, but instead we got bought back up. So we just have to make our adjustments based off that. For futures, just real quick, ES is trying to rebound. We're going to be looking to see if we can get back above 5640 as resistance. We have 5620 as support, followed by 5600. We are looking like we're trying to rebound, so watch for that. NQ is also trying to rebound. We're going to be looking for basically 19,500. If we break that, we're going up to 19,700. Our support happens to be at 19,400 flats. So I think we may try to push a little bit higher on NQ. The QQQ is also getting bought back up thanks to tech and also NVIDIA, but not by a whole lot. We're still at resistance. Watch 473 is resistance, followed by 475. Look at support at 472.26, followed by 468. So I do see some upside potential in this. For the IWM Russell 2000, we hit this trend line. I was talking about this yesterday. I was worried we might continue to dip. Now we're bouncing off the trend line. So we could be looking for 220 if we hold above the trend line. If we lose the trend line, we dip back down to about 217 and then 215. But if we hold this, we're going up to 220. So I'll be watching for that. Just a few more for coin. Coin dipped down to 180. If we lose this, look for more downside. Instead, we bounce, so we have potential to push higher. We'll look at 195 and 197 as resistance and 192 as support. We might get closer to 197. Amazon's trying to rebound. We're going to be basically looking for 174 to be retested if we hold, but if we end up losing 170, we dip. There could be a test of 174 if we try to rebound. For Meta, we're looking at 521 as resistance. If we break through, we're going up to 524. If you reject, we're going to be looking for 516 support. We could try to rebound. For Microsoft, we're trying to rebound. We're going to be looking for 414. If we break this, we're going to 415. If we could get back above that, 417 is coming. Otherwise, we're going to reject. So we'll be watching to see if we get a rebound. It does look like it wants to. Even Google looks like it wants to go up to 166 again. So we'll see if this holds. So the market looks like it may attempt to push, but the question is, will we hold? Tesla, it's going to be approaching 210. We'll see if we could hold above those levels or not. There's a lot of manipulation in the markets right now. So we just have to be unbiased and we'll see if we could hold at these levels. But there is a bounce attempt on Tesla trying to break out of this falling wedge. We'll see if we could hold above 210 and 212. If that's the case, there could be another a very, very nice bounce coming. So we'll see how it goes, guys. With that being said, I want to thank you for listening. Please have a great day. I'll see you guys in a couple of hours for another update. And a very important lesson to remember is just try to throw biases away. We're just going to watch the charts and follow the price action. And I'm not going to try to dictate things at least too much for now. I'm just going to try to be unbiased for the time being. And we'll see how the charts end up developing. There's a lot of manipulation with NVIDIA's earnings. They dumped it super hard yesterday only to buy things back up today. So be patient, do what you have to do, and I'll see you guys very soon on the next one. Thank you for listening, and peace out.